Well, hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about the Nancy Guthrie case, 84-year-old missing woman out of Tucson, Arizona. Lately, we have got reporting on the Nancy Guthrie case with some very big blunders in the case. Tonight, we're going to be talking about that and a lot more. Is the porch guy the only one not telling the truth? Who is porch guy? And a lot more to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face.
Sing it if you know it.
They called me too loud, too much, too strong. But honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. Shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth.
Let's go.
Hold up, lights on, chat in the room, another late night and another headline blooming. Coffee going cold, but the story got heat, and one little detail keep tapping my screen. Coming in clutch, when the timeline bends. We don't just scroll, we connect loose ends. Somebody said, nah, that's probably enough, but the chat said, Justin, we're coming in clutch. Run that back, don't rush that part. Something felt wrong from the very first start. Different day, same shaky excuse, and the math ain't mathin' when we check the proof. I'm not here to play detective for fame. I'm here when the story starts changing names. One clip, one call, one post too much, and the whole room knows we're coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, yeah, the facts stay loud. Truth don't hide when we bring the crowd. Screens lit up and the chat don't sleep. We dig real deep where the stories get steep. Pearls in the chat, lights in the back. Somebody better explain why the story went flat. You can dodge one question, maybe dodge two, but the internet clock what you said don't cue. Wait. Say that again, you said it was there, then it wasn't back then. You said you forgot, but the record got saved. Now the chat's wide awake and the room just changed.
Coming in clutch when it all gets strange, when the facts get buried and the tone starts change. We don't need drama, the truth does enough, that's why they pull up, we're coming in clutch.
Late night crew, yeah, we built this thing. One live stream turned to a whole damn ring. Members in green minds holding it down. Whole chat moving like a small town crowd. No fake hype, no lazy spin, just one more clue when we're back again. If it don't sit right, right, we don't let it slide. We put the detail right up on live.
Coming in clutch, say it one more time. Whole room locked on the very next line. From the first red flag to the final touch, you know where to be, we're coming in clutch.
When the screen fades out and the night gets still, somebody somewhere knows truth comes real. We'll be right here when the next facts drop. Coming in clutch and we don't just stop.
Well, hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Almost ended the live stream before it began. Good to see you all. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. And your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is August 5th, 2026. It is currently 9:23 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Hello, everyone. It's so good to see you all. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate you. We are been streaming a little bit later than we normally have. I've been working hard, trying to get things done. I've been foying things and all that. Some videos I'm going to be dropping soon. Alexandra, thank you so much for the jewels, my darling. Appreciate you very, very much. So good to see you, my friend. How you doing? And Miss Yarika, Yvette, Rompini, Miss Sherry. We got Kelly to the Thompson up in here. Good to see you, Cal. Miss Peggy, we got Lolo, Leslie, always keeping it real, A.K. Markham, good to see you, my friend. Tina Kent, Pam, good to see you, doll. Susan, Linda B, we got Lolo up in here. Lisa, good to see you. Anna to the banana, good to see you. Jennifer, thank you so much for the jewels, my dear. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much. We got Pebbles. How you doing, Pebbles? Good to see you, babe. Pam, Rob Beanie, how you doing? Good to see everyone. Alexandra, good to see my friend Christy, Lindsay, Susan. We got Lori up in here. How you doing, Lori? Good to see you. Miss Shari, good to see you, my friend. Ratui, hey darling, good to see you, babies. How you doing? We got YouTuber from the land down under. Good to see you, baby. Monica, thank you, my dear. Who dat? Did you? I thought you knew that. Thank you so much, my darling. Appreciate you, who dat? Good to see you, my friend. How you doing? Thank you for your support. Thank you so much, Hudat. Appreciate you, baby. Good to see you, my friend. Jean, thank you for the jewels, my darling. Good to see you. Thank you so much for your support. Good to see my friend Brian. How you doing? Adele, good to see you. Autumn, hi. How you doing? My Miss Peace Jacks, my missing Peace Jacks. Bless you, honey. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, love. Susan, how you doing? Good to see you. Jennifer Cook, how you doing? Everyone, good to see you all. Hey, Jukes, good to see you. 603, everyone rolling up in here. Autumn, thank you so much, my darling. Oh, you got a little palm. I love palms. They're like truly one of my favorite breeds. Those and pugs. I love pugs a lot. And I love Bichons as well. Good to see you. Speaking of animals, for you guys know, I have a monkey, like a real monkey. Her name is Remy Pearl, and today I was in the bathroom getting ready, and you know what she did today? Just we're just off the script for a second. She learned how to open up soda cans. She learned how to open up cans, and you want to talk about a mess. I come back and she has 6 cans of Diet Pepsi opened up. That was fun. It's fun. Real fun to clean that up, let me tell you. Oh Lord, it was an absolute mess. Oh my God. And try cleaning with a monkey on your back, pulling off your glasses. Yeah, try that. Wendy, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for the sparkles. Appreciate you, babe. How you doing? Yeah, that was a mess. So I thought the time she got in the counter, I guess I have like these little things, because she opens the pantry a lot, this one pantry that we have. So I have like these little child lock thingies so she can't open it. But I guess someone didn't close at one time. And she you know, like the big bags of cereal you buy, like she had Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I look, and she gets the bag, and she just goes, and it just Cinnamon Toast Crunch everywhere. That was fun as well. Anywho, all right, guys, let's get on it. Tonight we're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case, and it's just an absolute mess. Also, we're going to be talking about, we had a really good live on Nancy's last night. There's this guy on Facebook. He's constantly kind of like tweaking with the photos of the porch guy. And I'm going to show you a photo and tell me what you think about this, his version of this. He kind of tweaks them and he puts them out. I always kind of watch him. Green, thank you so much, my darling, for the clutch. How you doing? Good to see you, darling. Appreciate your support. Really do. Thank you so much. Hey, Horsey, good to see you. Christy, Tina, now I want cereal. Get you some, girl. Get relaxed. Get you a drink. Get your cereal. Do whatever you need to do. We're right here. And what else we got here tonight? We've got some interesting things. Brian Ensign does a very interesting interview about the blood. I want to cover that, but there is this guy that says the FBI must take control to catch this guy, or it's not going to be solved. And yeah, do you think actually Nanos is just going to let the FBI take over? He's the most proud mofo that's out there, right? Hey Wanda, thank you so much, love. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for your support. Really do appreciate you. Betty discovered the LD crashed his car just days before. Oh yeah. We knew he crashed it just a week before, I think it was. And what's very interesting about that 603 is he allegedly had some sort of rental car between that time, because like, I don't know, I hope you've never crashed a car, but if you've ever crashed a car or had an accident, a lot of times they'll give you a rental for at least a few days. And that's really interesting to know, you know what I mean? Hey Cosmic, good to see you, babe. Thank you so much for the 100. Really do appreciate you. Good to see you. Nanos needs to go. Yeah, he sure does. Not too late, Lori. Good to see you, my dear. SOS Seekers says Nanos will lose his freedom if the FBI takes over the case. He might. Yeah. Well, there's been so much 603 that it's hard to keep up in this case. It really is. I mean, I watch this case full time, and it's a lot. Also, so they say the FBI must take control of that. And we didn't finish one thing that we were going to start last night. Kind of was talking on. Oh, wait a second. I need to see if I can gift these. 1 second. I forgot to do this month. Make sure this is the one. 1 second here. Membership gifting. There we go. All right. So congratulations to Lou, Scotland, Elizabeth, Lindsay, Yali, and Sharon. Good to see you, my dear. Welcome to the Pearl family. And we got some more here. I don't forget those. I forget to do them if I'm not. Doted, good to see you, my dear. Welcome, Fly Girl, Linda B. Good to see you, babe. Winnie, welcome to the Pearl family. And Crime Creepy, welcome to the Pearl family. And Animal Mother, welcome, guys. Okay. All right, let's get it started. Also, guys, make sure you are subbed up to our friend, very good friend of the channel, Deception Detective. We call him the Big DD here. And he's truly one of my absolute favorite statement analysis. Him, Peter Hyatt, Pat Brown, they're kind of my go-tos. They're real authentic. And I bet you I've got probably 5 emails or text in the last little bit about this video, and I'm so glad he's back. Mods, if you will be so kind and please drop our dear friend Deception Detective and in the chat. Make sure you're subbed up to him. You will not regret it, I promise you that. Okay. For 1 second. Okay. Big DD. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Nope. There we go. Link is provided in the description for you guys. Go over there, watch his videos, sub up to him, try to become a member if you can on his channel. I know he would greatly appreciate it. He was gone for a little while. We missed him, and he's back now. So I'm sure he would greatly appreciate all the support as much as possible. All right, so watch this, guys.
Very concerning
to
our investigative team. So we hope that by releasing the actual note, we'll get some response from the community.
Did the Guthrie family know you'd be released?
Absolutely.
Did the Guthrie family know you'd be released?
Absolutely.
Well, they asked for it today.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Hope that by releasing the actual note, we'll get some response from the community.
Did the Guthrie family know you'd be released?
Absolutely.
Did the Guthrie family know you'd be released?
Absolutely.
Did the Guthrie family know that you would be releasing this? Okay. Also, the sheriff in the Nancy Guthrie case said he didn't have a note indicating that Nancy Guthrie was dead. But he did. And he's getting slammed in some articles, and we're going to go over one of those articles here in a minute. What did he say last night? I about fell out of my chair. He said something to the effect of, like, if you're ruled out or you're cleared, it doesn't mean, you're not later. And I'm thinking, what is he talking about? Just because someone's been cleared doesn't mean they didn't do it. That's what it was. Something like that, wasn't it? Social Butterfly, thank you so much, dear. Appreciate you very much. Yeah. I've never ever seen a sheriff. I mean, I've thought Ronnie Lawson was bad. I think Sheriff Snuggle Struggle is bad, but he's just He's just a doofus. Damage control has replaced a legitimate search attempt. You're exactly right, GT. And it's kind of like, when people are commit a crime, but the cover up is worse than the crime. It feels like he's trying to cover, in my opinion, it feels like he's trying to cover up his fuck ups, to put it bluntly.
Well, they asked for it. Today, let's analyze the original Nancy Guthrie ransom note. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For early access to new videos and over 80 exclusive videos, consider becoming a channel member. Link in description. There's an entire field of statement analysis dedicated to identifying anonymous authors. It's called forensic linguistics, and it uses everything from syntax to vocabulary to demographics. But before we grab our calculators, we need to answer this. Do we even care who wrote this note? In other words, is it actually from someone who kidnapped Nancy Guthrie? Or is it a hoax from an opportunistic scammer on the other side of the globe?
Now, I don't know what Dee Dee's going to say on this. I personally believe these two letters. I really do. But I don't feel like Porch Guy is the person that wrote these letters. It feels more like it's a woman, if you will. I thought our sheriff was bad, but this one is as bad as Snuggle Struggle. Yeah.
Even someone just trying to make Nancy's disappearance look like a kidnap for ransom. 5 months ago, when all we knew about this note was that it was sent to the press, had multiple deadlines, and contained no proof of life, I was betting on the latter. Now that I actually have it, I'm convinced. So let's read it together and count all the red flags. Subject, right. News tip. And we're already off to a bad start here because this note, as you can see, was sent through a newspaper's online tip form. It wasn't sent directly to the Guthrie family by text or email, which would have at least let the author attach some sort of photo proof that they had Nancy, nor was it left at the scene of the crime, which would at least prove that they had access to Nancy's house. Even physical mail to the news would have been better.
Right. Like, we've talked about this quite a bit. Why didn't this Porch Guy, why didn't he leave a letter there at the house? That way there's no guessing if this is really legitimate or not, right? Why not give them instructions? And also, if this was, a lot of people believe the way it's written, that Porch Guy kind of pre-writed, if you will, written letter number 1. Why not just leave it on the bed, put it in the mailbox, whatever, and that way once police or the family gets there, they know what they're working with, and you're more likely to get your money sooner as well. That's what I've been saying from the jump. Why you not leave it at the house? Yes, precisely. Yes, totally agree.
This because it would have at least allowed them to include some sort of physical proof that they had Nancy, like a lock of hair, or something even more grotesque, just to prove that they're serious. And on that note of seriousness, look at the subject line: news tip. At a news station.
That's a really good point. Right? Sending a piece of Nancy's hair to the police or the family or whatever, right? Saying I'll leave this piece of hair, in an envelope next to this tree at a park or wherever, wherever the hell it is. That's a very, very good point. Porch Guy had a hire to abduct. He was a pawn. A lot of people think he was a pawn. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't believe he's a pawn. I think he is the guy, but I do believe it's possible he could have been hired. Very possible, in my opinion. Hey, Tony, good to see you. Hey, Green Eyes, Robin, everyone rolling in.
This would practically guarantee that this message goes to the bottom of the pile. As I've said since day one, I would expect someone who actually went through all the effort of breaking into Nancy's house undetected, kidnapping her, setting up an anonymous Bitcoin wallet would not leave the ransom demand being read to chance. It shouldn't have to be said, but again, the main priority of a kidnapper who kidnaps someone for ransom is collecting their ransom. It's the one thing they don't leave to chance.
Right.
I need to tell them to give me my money, where to give my money, and when. Now,
right. Get on with it. Get on with it. Has anybody ever heard of a ransom letter where it says, I will give you 5 to 7 days? 5 to 7 days. A ransom, a guy holding an 84-year-old lady, especially an 84-year-old lady who has bad health, and the guy with the ransom who's doing this, the porch guy, he wants to get on with his life. It seems like he likes to do this on the weekend. He was, again, if we are saying this is truly for ransom, he was there 3 weeks prior on January 11th, and that says obviously premeditated, but he put a lot of energy into doing all of this, right? So too much money, or sorry, that much money takes time to move, though, right? It can, yes, it can. Face of America, good to see you. Know that's what made me think it was just to buy time. Correct. Yeah. I think they tried, like I always say, I think they tried to get money with the first ransom note. And I think that they just hoped that they were not going to have to show proof of life, that they might be lucky and not have to show proof of life. And they asked for the money and the Bitcoin and all of that, even though I think Nancy was dead when the first letter went out. Then they said, once they asked for proof of life, they said, well, Nancy is dead. Sorry about that. She died very quickly. Well, you were just asking for it. You said Nancy knew what was going on. Well, Nancy couldn't know what was going on if she died very quickly after she was abducted. Who apologizes, right? Yeah.
Maybe this is an amateur kidnapper, but I think more than ever, as we continue reading this, that it's a hoax. So let's continue reading. Question or comment. Hello, Savannah. We have your mother, Nancy. She is safe but scared. She will be held for ransom, and
Maybe.
Once payment is received, she will be released unharmed. We will be holding her for a maximum of 7 days. You will need to send Bitcoin in the amount of 4 million USD before 5 p.m. on Thursday the 5th. If payment is not received, the ransom will be increased to 6 million USD, which will need to be paid by 5 p.m. on Monday the 9th. All right, I'm pausing here to point out yet another glaring red flag, and this is the same one we've seen in the JonBenet Ramsey case. In that ransom note, the supposed kidnapper told the Ramseys they wanted their money by tomorrow. The only problem was there was no way for them to distinguish what tomorrow actually meant, because the Ramseys supposedly found the note in the morning when it could have been written after midnight
Right.
or before midnight. In other words, it's one of the main reasons I think that note is a hoax. Because again, as I...
Well, now, our DD here, Deception Detective, he feels very strongly on the JonBenet Ramsey case. You guys know I have a small connection with JonBenet Ramsey case, but I think that the JonBenet Ramsey case, it is 2 pages long. It just keeps going on and on and on, and it's one of the I really don't have an opinion on that case. I really don't, because I can truly see both sides. It's one of the few cases where I don't really have an opinion. Now, DD, he has a much stronger opinion, but the letter in the JonBenet Ramsey case, it makes me think that perhaps one of the parents wrote that. to be quite frank with you. Particularly Patsy, with the writing. I've done whole live streams on just the writing. And it's just not a normal ransom letter. So this one, it's in the digital age, so it wasn't a physical copy, and that already kind of hurts the investigation. If they had like a physical copy with someone's handwriting, that helps tremendously. Maybe has DNA on it, you never know. But this is sent through online. So now we're looking at how this person writes. Is it AI? Is it translated? All of that.
Said a kidnapper's number one priority is getting their money. It's the entire point of the crime. So they don't leave the delivery date, time, or location up to chance or interpretation. In this case, it's not as bad as the John Bonet one because they do at least name a day of the week, but the 5 p.m. is pretty vague when the person it's addressed to could be in another state. So is it 5 p.m. for Savannah, or is it 5 p.m. wherever this news station is located, or is it 5 p.m. in Tucson where Nancy was taken from, or is it 5 p.m. wherever this kidnapper happens to be?
Now, another great point right there, right? Think about this. Well, the ransom note says we'll get her back to Tucson. Well, the United States is very big, right? There's not including like Alaska, Hawaii. There's, basically 4 different time zones. So she could be anywhere. What do they mean by that? I met Patsy after Jean Benet passed at the pediatrician's office I worked for. She came in with her sister and her niece and nephew. I went to school with JB's older sister too. Oh, peekaboo. It's not a hoax, but the cases are similar in that the subjects are using the notes as a deception tactic to hide true motive. It's very well likely. Very well likely.
Now, which, by the way, they imply later in the same message is not Tucson anymore. Again, these are the sort of slip-ups that someone pretending to be a kidnapper wouldn't care about, but an actual kidnapper would. Okay, let's continue because this is one of the biggest red flags of all. If payment is not received, the ransom will be increased to $6 million USD, which will need to be paid by 5 p.m. on Monday the 9th. Once payment is received to the Bitcoin address below, she'll be released within 12 hours of deposit to a safe drop-off location back in Tucson. Like I said, they seem to indicate that they're not in Tucson anymore. So what do they mean by 5 p.m.?
I think that's a distraction. I really do. I think they wanted to make it seem like they and Nancy are out of Tucson. But think about this, right? Probably someone that did this is very close to Nancy, lives very, very close to Nancy. And they probably are not outside of Tucson. And for them to put outside of Tucson, we'll get her back. To me, it's just a way to throw them off. My cousin in Georgia is in need of some prayers. She went through the hospital last week. Oh, bless her, Sarah, of course. Oh, I'm so sorry. Absolutely. It would make me think she was in Tucson as well. Yeah. I read about this case, but I wasn't alive till 1998. So oh gosh, it was the time of, like magazines. She was on every magazine cover in the United States, probably the world. Justin, why wait 12 hours to drop Nancy back off? So think is 12 hours. What is 12 hours away from Tucson each? Well, I mean, there's a lot of things 12 hours away, right? But I don't think, I mean, this porch guy or whoever, did this, he's not going to want to wait. Like, he wants his money and he wants to jet out of there. Like, he's done. He's going to want to get rid of Nancy as quick as possible. He wants the cash and you can have her. but she was dead. She was dead. I live up from the canyon from John Benet. Oh, wow. Robin, how are you doing? Good to see you, darling. Yes, guys, please hit the thumbs up. Greatly appreciate you all being here. Could Nancy be in Mexico? It's possible. Yeah. I don't think it's probable. I think it's possible, but I don't think it's probable, in my opinion. Seems like, there's been the news, there's been creators that, people say, they've gotten tips and all of that with, that there was this lady that was unalived and they just wanted her to go over the border and stuff like that. Now that stuff does happen, but I don't really think so in this case. It seems like Mexican police, FBI, Pima County, they don't really allegedly communicate a lot. So I don't think that's where the case is going, in my opinion. I just don't see it. Catherine, thank you so much for the makeup brush, darling. Appreciate you very much. Good to see you, babe. Yes, agreed. But what if he was already paid, came, and did the job and done? Absolutely. But, we don't know. I mean, he could have been paid, contracted, if you will. And, he could have done this letter, gave a Bitcoin account. If they paid, they paid. If they didn't, they didn't. And it was done. I think the letter was to really throw him off, though.
If payment is not received by the last deadline on Monday the 9th at 5 p.m., she will be killed. Your mother is aware of this and her life is in your hands. When you owe the bank money and you can't pay it back on time, they charge you interest, maybe penalty fees, maybe they ding your credit score. And they do all those things because they can't force you to pay up by torturing your mother. Kidnappers, on the other hand, can, which is why the threats that they make don't involve penalties, fees, and other sorts of benign punishments. They involve violence, specifically violence to the loved one that they've kidnapped. To put it another way, yeah. I don't think the person who wrote...
I have. Justin, have you seen the new interview by the search group from Mexico stating that the tipster that called her and gave her the tip called her 8? Called her 8? What do you mean called her 8? Yeah, I'm pretty skeptical, to be quite honest with you.
This note actually has Nancy Guthrie because they're not threatening to do anything to Nancy Guthrie. The threats they're making are the type of threats you make when you have zero leverage. If that last line were all I knew about this author, I would think they're a hoaxer. And even without this information, I did think they were a hoaxer very early on in the investigation, since day one. But the craziest part is we're only halfway through and it gets worse. So let's continue reading. And again, if you're not convinced this is a hoaxer because of the method of delivery, which was completely unserious, or the threats, which are also completely unserious, or even the priorities, like actually collecting their money, which seem to be an afterthought, maybe this next detail will convince you. Let's keep reading. If payment is not received by the last deadline on Monday the 9th at 5 p.m., she will be killed. Your mother is aware of this and her life is...
Now, what I find the most strange out of all of this, because I do, like I said, I personally believe the first and the second letter. But what I find the most strange is Cameron calling Savannah and saying, do you think, she's like, do you think this is because of me? Yeah. And we think it's for ransom. And then guess what? The next day, a ransom letter comes out. The word ransom. I find that very, very interesting, right? Social Butterfly, thank you so much. Good to see you today, darling. Thank you so very much for your support. And Butterflies, thank you very much, love. Really appreciate you. I've thought on this a while, and the second note doesn't feel right, which leads me to questioning both notes as a ruse to distract away from intentional unaliving, with the notes being staging. I think they're, when I say I think they're real, I think they're real as in it came from the person or persons that did this to Nancy. But I think they are more of a distraction than anything. Hey, C-Mast, good to see you, my dear. Thank you for joining us on X. Or Kick, sorry, Kick. Thank you so much, dear. It's a big coincidence. The ransom letter says January 1990. That happens to be Carlos's birthday. That's a big coincidence. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure does.
Is in your hands. It is in the best interest of everyone to have this completed as soon as possible. You will not be able to contact me from here on out. There will be no negotiation. Do not play games. Law enforcement will not be able to help you.
Possible.
At the bottom of the note, almost as an afterthought, she had a white smartwatch on the floor of the foot of her bed, and the white floodlight in the backyard was destroyed. Again, this note wasn't left at the scene of the crime, which would prove that the author is actually the person who took Nancy, or at least had access to her house. It contains no photos, right? It wasn't sent by email directly to the family where they could show photo evidence that they actually had Nancy. The threats suggest that they don't have Nancy because all the threats are the same sort of penalties a rent-a-center would impose on you, not someone who actually has her mother and is dangerous enough to kidnap her and torture her. And the details here that they provide supposedly to prove that they have her, or at least were in her house, seem to be things that anyone, even on the other side of the world, for example, a Nigerian Bitcoin scammer, could find by simply Googling her. She had a white smartwatch, and her exterior white floodlight in the backyard was destroyed. As I said earlier, the police also released a...
Yes, and it's true. We had pictures of Nancy having a white smartwatch. You know, that's out there. However, and we had pictures of the floodlight, right? But the thing that I disagree with Dee Dee here on is how would they know it was in the floor at the foot of her bed, right? And number two, this letter came out before there was even pictures in the backyard, right? So I think that's pretty important, in my opinion.
The second note at the same time as this one, which apparently is written by the same author.
The department released 2 ransom notes. Why now?
So if you want me to analyze that next, let me know by liking, commenting, and sharing. Check the end screen for my analysis of the JonBenet Ramsey ransom note, as well as my entire Nancy Guthrie play.
Yeah, he's got a really good video on the JonBenet Ramsey note. Hello, darling. Good to see you. Many of us have thought that the family might be involved, but I'm not sure. There's no proof, and there's no reason for anyone else to do this. I don't know. Almost seems like if the notes are legit, then the second was a cover-up in regret for reaching out to the media with the first notes. Like, oops, there is more dangerous than I considered. No future inquiry. I don't know. Like, you know, you would think, which I don't think this guy really cares. I think he was saying, I think the second letter came as, okay, I'm not going to show you proof that she's dead. I want you to know that she died of natural causes to, you know, if he gets caught later, to say, I didn't unalive her. I just abducted her. She died on her own. What's the meatballs is why was her smartwatch found on the foot of her bed on the floor? Yeah. So they said, you know, and I mean, the thing is, yeah, you might know she had a smartwatch, but again, how would you, they could be in a billion different places, in my opinion. Didn't Savannah say they found the watch at the bottom of the bed? Or maybe she did, but I don't think she did. But even if she did, the ransom notes came out far earlier than her interview. What was on the floor? Watch was on the floor, wasn't it, in the bedroom? Yes, like at the foot of her bed. Thank goodness the neighbors had some puppy pads. Oh, you had an accident. It would be amazing if Nancy could be found. I think there's something to this guy that called 8 times. Why so persistent, you know? Yeah, I don't. There's a lot, trust me, there's a lot of people persistent. I've had people call me that swears to God that they knew where Summer is. I'll listen to them, but it's they think they cracked it or something. Why would YouTuber 8 times and not the FBI or Pima County? Yeah, right. Call the FBI or call the FBI. I wouldn't call Pima County, but I would call the FBI. And I mean, I'm sure at this stage they have at least an idea of the direction this is going in, right? Like Pima County and the FBI. You would think they at least have a general direction that this is going. Right? I mean, they've done search warrants. Even though they may have not found anything, I don't know. If it was thrown or lost in a scuffle, it should have alerted 911, or it was placed there by the perp, in my opinion. I think some of the smartwatches, like, yeah, if you fall or something like that, they can, what's it called? They can, detect that. Okay. Want to show you guys this that I got here before we get to the next thing. The sheriff in the Nancy Guthrie case said he didn't have a note indicating she was dead, meaning Nancy, but he did. And they are letting people know about it as well. When investigators in the Arizona disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie, released 2 ransom notes Friday, one of the messages directly contradicted the Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos told CPS News in the interview one day earlier. And again, Nanos says, quote, "I have nothing to indicate she's dead," end quote. Guys, for God's sakes, please get him out of office. In my opinion, kick him out of office. He said this during an interview that he has no reason to believe Nancy is dead. But the FBI, or the note says, she's dead. She died. Sorry about that. So, Sheriff Doofy, are you saying that the notes are fake? Is that what you're saying? He is so fucking annoying. What if it could be a corrupt law enforcement officer involved? They would know that watch was there and the lights were busted. True. We didn't see photo of watch, so maybe note is guessing. We kind of need some. No, we have photos with Nancy with that smartwatch on, if that's what you mean. Army Wife, thank you so much for the gold coin, babe. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you. Quote, "I have nothing to indicate she's dead," Nano said Thursday. "I don't have a body. I don't have a burial site. I don't have a note." Guys, he said he didn't have a note. I get you don't have a burial site. I get you don't have a body. But you have a note. And Savannah said in her letter, we understand, meaning that she's dead, but we still need our mother. Yes, Face of America, he has a note. I was like, when I was reading this, he don't have a brain. 6 months. Does he think her meds these people are buying? Right. But he did have a note. On Friday, Nanos released the 2 notes to the public for the first time. The messages had originally been sent to the local CBS station in Tucson in February, shortly after 84-year-old was abducted. Then why did you release the notes, Nanos? Why did you release the notes with your official seal of Pima County Sheriff's Office on them? He reminds me of the straw man on The Wizard of Oz. Yeah. He reminds me of the little people on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, they need to send a photo of proof. Right. But, you know, they was asking for that, and obviously they didn't send that. We have camera footage of Nancy. We don't have camera footage of Nancy leaving or arriving to Annie's house, and then video of her reaching her house. Well, we don't have proof that she made it home, but it explicitly said, again, Pima County, that they know that she made it home, for sure. So what, does he think the second ransom note was a wedding invitation? Yeah. Excuse me. Nanos said he released the ransom notes hoping someone would recognize the author's potentially distinctive wording and help identify who sent them. The first, submitted a day after Guthrie was reported missing, opened with, quote, "Hello, Savannah, we have your mother," end quote, demanded $4 million in ransom paid to be in Bitcoin, and promised to return her to a, quote, "safe drop-off location in Tucson within 12 hours of the ransom deposit. The second note, sent just 4 days later, says, quote, "We never intended to hurt her. That was not our intention. She perished shortly after she was taken. We believe it was heart-related. She is buried in nature now," end quote. The first note indicated details about Nancy Guthrie's white Apple Watch and the floodlights on the back porch, leading the FBI to take them seriously. Both notes were sent via tip line to CBS affiliate KOLD. Let me see if that'll... is there a place you can... I was just looking for something, sorry. The address was masked, CBS, that investigators believe both notes were sent from the same IP address. That address was masked, and investigators don't know whose computer it was sent from. Lance Lesling, a retired FBI supervisory special agent, told CBS News that releasing the notes to drive in more tips from the public was a great thing to do. Quote, "However, so late into the case, and after a period of time where they have no communication with the public, it just seems that the media strategy here was a little haphazard," end quote, he said. Lesling said the months delayed release could be due to questions of authenticity. Quote, "I'm sure, and maybe even to this day, there's not 100% sure if these notes are legitimate," end quote, Lesling said. Quote, "I mean, they've already arrested and charged people for sending hoax and fake notes in." Jason Pack, another retired FBI supervisor special agent, noted that the second message dropped the ransom demand. Quote, the money is simply gone, end quote. Pack told CBS News on Friday, quote, no demand, no offer to sell a location, nothing. People motivated by money will do not walk away from $4 million when the plan fails apart. They try to salvage something. Thank you, Jason Pack. The writer asked for nothing at all. And that has been one of my biggest points that I have uttered 1,000 times. Okay, if this was for ransom to begin with, right? Who goes through all of this, plans this weeks in advance, right? Kidnaps Nancy, ask for the money, and then once they, Savannah comes back and says, okay, show us proof, we'll be glad to send you the money. The note comes out and says, sorry, she died. She's buried in nature. Sorry about that. Savannah came back and said, that's fine. Okay, well, I mean, it's not fine, but, it's okay. We still want our mother, and we are willing to pay. Now, if this is all motivated in money, why would this guy just forfeit everything? Just say, okay, maybe I didn't think this through. She died. Sorry. I'll just, hope you don't find me. I'll just go to prison. It just does not make sense at all. Oakley, thank you so much, my dear. Please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Oakley. Appreciate you, my darlings. Thank you for your support, and thank you for telling people to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, dear. Darcy, thank you so much for 10 continuous months of your support. I really do appreciate you, Miss Darcy. Even though I don't make all the lives, I watch every day. Love my Pearl family. And thank you, Joseph. Thank you so much, honey. Appreciate you. Really appreciate the 10 months of membership. You guys are truly what makes it possible for me. So thank you, Miss Darcy. Appreciate you. And V. Oakley, thank you so much for the 100. How you doing? Good to see you, my dear. Appreciate you very much. Autumn, thank you for the Uncle Alert. Uncle Alert, thank you, baby. Appreciate you. Good to see you, my friend. That's the problem. He would have collected the reward somehow. Right. I mean, you would think like, okay, well, at least I might not get 4 million, but I'll say here, I want 2 million in Bitcoin, drop it in my account, right? Or drop 2 million in my account, and I'll tell you where she's at or whatever. Still didn't happen. It's like, oops, I broke my mom's favorite coffee cup and blame it on someone else. Right, Justin? And what kidnapper murderer apologizes after things go south and got literally nothing out of it monetarily? I mean, for them to go through this much, being there 3 weeks on her porch before she was even taken, this clearly took, even if you're not a professional, it took a lot of time, a lot of planning, a lot of thinking. And after all this, he's going to want something. How to make it make sense? Who freaking apologizes? That kidnaps. I need to pull up Nancy. Nancy said something today, and it was just a little offhand comment, and I was like, I didn't even realize that. It's very good. One thing she said that made me start thinking. Margaret, thank you so much, because it's two writers, second writer trying to fix. It could be Margaret. But to me, in my opinion, you know, if this guy doesn't seem like he's going to be like the real sorry about that kind of guy. It doesn't seem like he's going to be the type of guy that says she's buried in nature. You know what I mean? To me, this seems like a woman wrote it. In my opinion, it just does to me. See if I can play this.
The search for Nancy Guthrie has not gone cold. Is Nancy Guthrie alive, or based on everything that you have right now?
I have nothing
deceased?
to indicate she's dead. I don't have a body. I don't have a burial site. I don't have any note.
That was Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos on Thursday, but he did have a note, 2 of them. And on Friday, Nanos released them to the public for the first time, both originally sent to the local CBS station. The first, submitted a day after Guthrie was reported missing, says she'll be held for a maximum of 7 days, demands a $4 million ransom be paid in Bitcoin, and promises to return the 84-year-old to a safe drop-off location in Tucson within 12 hours of the ransom's deposit. The second note, sent just 4 days later, says in part, "We never intended to hurt her. She perished shortly after she was taken. She is buried in nature now."
They released them in order to drive more tips from the public, which is a great thing to do. However, so late in the case, and after a period of time where they have had no communication with the public, it just seems that the media strategy here is a little haphazard.
Lance Lysing is a retired FBI supervisory special agent and said the months delayed release could be a question of authenticity.
I'm sure, and maybe even to this day, they're not 100% sure if these notes are legitimate. I mean, they've already arrested and charged people for sending hoax and fake notes in.
Well, they haven't arrested these two, that's for sure, because apparently they can't find them. There's no actual proof of anything besides of perp footage, and that's questionable because no date timestamp. All we know is Nanos is telling us, and that's the family story. Yeah. However, I do think that they know the dates on them now and approximate. I mean, we do know. I think they know the dates now, and I think they know at least a roundabout timestamp because we know what time the perps was there because of the cameras and all that. When the letter says, "We have your mother, Nancy," that's when I knew the note is not a real note. The other mother does. What other mother does she have? Yeah, I mean, to me, they want it to be sending. I don't know how to say it. They wanted to make it maybe personal. Okay, so I want to talk about some things here because, you know, who are we looking for? Who are we looking for? And one thing that I find very interesting is those names that they were looking for in the very beginning of this. Whenever they went to the GUN store, and they had a list of 40 names. Did those not pan out? But I always say it wasn't a Jeff Smith that they were looking for. They had very specific type names. And in my opinion, we are looking for someone that is not Caucasian. I think, or maybe mixed. But it seems like we're looking for someone Latina, someone that is maybe Middle Eastern descent, or Native American even. Is Savannah really still friends with Nanos? Well, she has not been speaking to Nanos, and I don't blame her, to be honest with you. I get tired of taking care of my elderly mom, and she knows it, but I don't do it out of love and respect. I doubt that I have a child to come help me as I age this thing, the bridge will cross. It's very hard to care for elderly, or anybody for that matter. We do not know our elder parents. I got you. I know what you mean. What hasn't been sitting right with me is the fact that when we walked down to the memorial and placed the card that they had received the parish video. They already received the parish video. They knew that Nancy Guthrie was gone. Maybe I'm right. I don't get the point though. Autumn, love you, darling. Appreciate you. I thought Nanos hasn't talked to Savannah in a long time. He hasn't. That's right. Yes. And I want to play something Nancy Guthrie, Grace, God, said earlier. If I can find it here. Okay. Let me find this. Okay. 1 second here. I think it's up here.
Father, remember her, the young barista, Samantha Koenig? Blurred the photo so her father could not tell whether she was dead or alive, and then sent a ransom note. He was caught. Then you've got BTK. He sent written taunts, bind, torture, kill, Dennis Rader. Oh, there's his ugly face. He's still alive, amazingly.
Listen
then
to this.
let's see, there's so many more. You've got Zodiac, who taunted with written notes, never identified. That's helpful right there. I can't tell a thing about him.
But these are older,
And
right?
there are others. Oh, yes, son of Sam Berkowitz, caught, written missives. Okay, look at him. Ugh.
Rightly, but most of these are not, they're all within 40 years old or plus.
Okay, Joe Scott, forensically, what can I do with this? What can you add, Joe Scott, that Lisa hasn't already told us? Speak now.
Yeah, I think the thing that really reaches out to me is that where they say we didn't intend to hurt her, and they talk about this intention again. And for me, that goes to the idea that they did in fact hurt her. And guess what? We got evidence of that. Evidence that, by the way, and I'll say it plainly, that was ignored to their own peril now. And that is that blood deposition that we had on that front porch.
Okay, Scott, he makes such good points here. And some we have talked about, but some there's some new things here that I want to talk about. And this is what it looked like, right? This is what it looked like. And he talks about this guy who was on the porch, about his footprints. And I'm not talking about the blood. You'll have to see.
They seemingly walked over, ignored whatever in the hell they were doing at that moment in time, and they didn't see the import in this. And so for me, these two things are connected. It's very easy to sit here and say, yeah, she was infirm and she had physical problems. I've got a lot more questions relative to this, because they're the ones that bring up the term hurt. They're the ones that say this, and we have evidence of violence here as far as I'm concerned. That's deposition of blood that has originated from the nasopharynx area. I am of the opinion that they popped this poor lady in the face to try to get her to comply, and she bled right there. I'm not saying she bled out, but they started her down this road. I don't give...
You know, I've always wondered if Nancy screamed right there, right? Because right there was really the only time she could take, maybe by the grace of God, somebody hear her. And they, like Scott said, popped her. Because she was pretty defenseless. Now watch
Two
this.
hoops in hell, what your intention was. She wound up dying in your custody.
Thank you, baby.
Illegal
Appreciate you.
custody, by the way. This is a kidnapping, obviously. You are held directly responsible for this. So these people are violent. They're very violent.
I can't put
and
this
now
up.
they're wanting to go back on this. I think that they, just by virtue of that second note, they know that there is a chance they're going to have to pay a heavy price for this. Now, if they can get their wires straight relative to the investigative team and get marshaled on the line to head in the right direction investigatively, hopefully it's not too late.
See, I don't think Luke is average built, right? I think he was when he was on Ruggs, right? But I don't think he's average built now. To me, he's heavier. And we looked over that last night.
I think that there's still a chance that they can find out whoever it is that did this, because look, as far as I'm concerned, these people are crazy. They're still
Scott's gonna
out
make a
there,
really
and
good
they can
point
do
here.
harm to other people.
Oh, maybe it's the next one up here. 1 second.
Reconstructed. Morgan, thank you for being with us. Jump in.
Wait, did we close it yet? Oh, here it is. Here it is. I was the wrong one. I apologize. Let me show you this right here.
Our friends at Fox News Digital. That was treated like it was nothing. People walked all over it. I mean, later, day late, dollar short, we saw a tent erected around the front porch where I guess they were finally processed.
He's not skinny, but he's just average built. Luke is chubby. I think Luke is very sus, in my opinion. But I don't think he's porch guy. I think it's sometimes immature for their age, and if they didn't, it was for attention, not money. You think they did all just for attention? Like, that was the motive? I'm still not ruling out that, just my opinion. Understand? Michelle, thank you so much for the high five, my darling. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Luke seems to be on the chubby side. Yeah. But again, we found a lot of very weird things, even just last night.
It, but not before everybody and her little sister tromped all over it, including a pizza delivery person. Ruined. Now, that's on the outside that I can see. I can only imagine the horrors, the evidentiary horrors that took place on the inside. 1, DNA. 2, they ignored the fact the back door was propped open. Hello? That's how one perp came in. And I, to this day, believe the porch guy, was looking in the window to see if his accomplice had made it to the front door yet. No forced entry. Why? Because
that's a good point, right? Could porch guy, could he have just been kind of looking in the window to see if another, guy was coming through the back or going to open the door? I don't know. Again, the problem I have with this is that, maybe there is more than one person, but why haven't they, if they have footage of a second or third person or however how many that was there, why wouldn't they put that out? Why would they just put porch guy out if they have another person being there, whether it's a camera inside, outside, the backyard, the porch, wherever? You're twice as likely to find someone that knows at least one of them, right?
They came in the back and opened the front door. Duh. So they completely ignore the back door. They lose valuable, critical hours.
Listen.
By going back and forth with the family. Do you think she wandered off? Hell no. She can only walk X number of yards. She didn't wander off. The family kept trying to tell them that. Did they listen? No. That aircraft, very, very sensitive equipment on it, sat on that runway, fixed wing.
Listen.
Till dusk. Dusk.
Yes. From 10, it sat on the tarmac from 10 p.m. till 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. all day until dark. And that's when they finally get someone up in the air, because the guy that they had at the time didn't know how to work the camera. He wasn't trained to work the camera. Well, equipment is only good as the people who are trained. If they're not trained to do it, it's just a hunk of metal is all it is. All because of one man's ego. That's exactly right. Exactly.
From dawn till dusk. It ain't just a movie. Okay? That's how long they waited to do Nanos' bidding, and he couldn't get his self together.
Oh, no. Sue. Oh, honey, listen. The blood on the porch is not indicative of an older woman wandering off. Baby, they thought in the beginning that the blood was Nancy just might have scratched herself the day before or something. They wasn't even sure. Now, I don't know about you, but if a 84-year-old woman who doesn't have a criminal history whatsoever is a pillar of the community, her daughter is, a star, a celebrity, if you will, and the back doors is open, she can't fucking walk anywhere because of her health and all of that. The back doors are open. She didn't take her car. She didn't have her hearing aid. She, all of her medicines there and all that. And there's blood on the porch. I'm not going to think, oh, well, she might have scratched herself 12 hours ago. Oh, and by the way, her door camera is missing. Oh, and by the way, the light out back has been ripped off. I mean, how stupid are these people? I mean, this is, I support law enforcement. I really, really do. But this is buffoonery at best. And it is sad to me that we have people like this over our lives that think this is, oh, she just might have walked off. She can't walk, fucker. She can't walk. Like, how hard is it?
To use it. I'm just giving you a few examples. You know how important the first hours are, Joe Scott.
Yeah, I do. A high school forensic class would have pushed everybody away relative to that blood evidence that you see there, and would have said, we got to lock this down. That's so elemental in an investigation. And here's one other thing. You can keep that clip up, this guy moving around
right
out
here.
here.
Listen to this,
see where
guys.
he's placing his feet out there on those ceramic tiles?
You see that?
The old adage
Watch this.
about, wishes
Right
in
here.
one hand, something else in the other, see what fills up first. But if you see this right here, and he's stomping around out there, if they had frozen this area down, locked it down, do you realize that they could have done
Right, locked this down. Now, of course, it would have had other shoe prints. I got to hold
static
on one
lifts
second.
out there, place Mylar down.
I can't show this
lifted
part.
shoe prints out there, and yeah, it's going to be overlaid with other shoe prints. But if you freeze it at that moment in time,
Watch his feet.
you can get an idea as to what he's leaving behind. It's a very dusty area, and you can see every step he takes.
Right. This is Arizona. It's dusty. Right? They could have gotten his footprints. They didn't take the rug. They didn't take the door. They didn't take shit, for that matter. We didn't even know if the light wasn't broken. Do we even know if the light wasn't broken prior to that night? I don't think it was broken prior to that night. He seems a little bow-legged. Yeah. I mean, not like, some people are just slightly bow-legged. I think it's maybe slightly. I still, Kelly says, good to see you, babe. I still cannot believe the house was not taped off immediately. Pima County didn't tape it off at all. It was the FBI that ended up taping it off. Huge problem and total incompetence. They did DNA on the blood. Yes. Yeah, and it was Nancy's. Yeah. Finally they did. But in the beginning, didn't even know if it was she scratched herself days prior. Justin, did authorities say for sure that blood was on the porch was Nancy's? Yes, 100% Nancy's. Yes. Listen to this.
How often do we have where we have this is literally gridded off, Nancy? Yeah,
Look at this. See? You see, they could have done this right here. Right there, they could have done that. Why didn't they do this? These are electrostatic lifts. Right? Now, because this was not taped off, yeah, they would have gotten other footprints. But, they can have 6 different footprints, but they can quickly eliminate who was who. Right? Why didn't they do that? Because they are incompetent.
We created that at Jack State, and it would have been so easy to have lifted that off if they had just frozen, just frozen in time. That's one of the elements that happens in a crime scene investigation. We have the ability to lock things down, freeze them, and Lord only knows what happened in that bedroom that has been lost.
Lisa Miller, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Well, I think from your time as a prosecutor, there's no such thing as a perfect investigation. There are flaws. Now, admittedly here, we have substantial flaws. I agree. That crime scene should have been locked down. It should have been expanded right away. Everybody should have been kicked off of that property. We know that. I have to give the benefit of the doubt here. We didn't have the video of this porch guy walking around in those first days. And there was some mistake.
When they come back to do this is several days. I can't remember how long this was, what day this is. Let me see if I can find my timeline. What day? Nancy Guthrie. What day they come back to do this. But, Chris McDonough says this as well. He's like, why the hell did they not take that door off to send it to Quantico? It's just nuts to me. Let's see here. February 4th, investigators state there's no suspect or person identified. February 5th, is scheduled to conduct a briefing. Okay. February 6th, we received notification from the Sheriff's Department that they and the FBI are resuming searches on properties, plural, in the area starting immediately. They will most likely be searching property west of Campbell and requested we contact our CFA residents for awareness. February 6th, Kash Patel held a press conference at the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C., where he briefly addressed the case. I'll try to find out what day that was. It was a minute. I know that after when they come back. I mean, it's been sitting 2 fucking weeks, and there's been everyone and their mother in that yard, on that porch, photographers from all over, YouTubers, TikTokers, Facebookers, all that on the porch taking pictures. They could have dusted for male footprints on Nancy's kitchen floor. Hell yes. And hopefully, I would hope they did, but I'm not too sure. Is it too late for the case to get back on track, or is it? Oh, it's, I mean, what was there is done. I remember when the tent went up, I thought, oh my God, are they just now noticing blood? Well, they noticed the blood very early on, but they wasn't even concerned that it was like because Nancy was gone. But again, like, I go back to Savannah saying, my brother called me and he said, this is for ransom. And we kept telling the police, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. Patty, thank you so much for the gold coin. I do appreciate you very, very much, my loves. Thursday, February 12th, white tent went up. Thank you, Horsey. Thank you so much. Yeah, so nearly 2 weeks. The public will never know the truth moving forward. That's why any evidence is no evidence, and we are seeing this play out by the way of Nanos, and make sure Savannah Guthrie and all her circle to not look bad. Well, I mean, I don't think Savannah has anything to do with it or anything like that, but I do think that he screwed it up and he's trying to cover his ass now. You know what I mean? Tish, thank you so much for the unk, my darling. Appreciate you very, very much. Really appreciate the support, my love. And Horsey said February 12th, tent went up. Thank you, Horsey. Appreciate you, you little cuties there. So sweet. Thank you so much, Horsey. Much love to you, my friend. Guys, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button or double tapping that screen.
And as much regard as I have for the
Lisa,
FBI.
I do not want to tangle with you because of your expertise. I may be over my head right now.
Listen to
this. No, we didn't have the video because Nanos blurted out there is no video. But we did have the blood.
Well, but listen to this. Nanos was not, I mean, he was not even going to put out, well, I mean, we wouldn't have the video if it wasn't for the FBI, number one. He's like, and why would, this is the thing, even if they didn't have any video, why would Nanos say that to the public? That is dumb. That is dumb to say, well, we have no video. Well, you don't want the perpetrator to know that if you have no video. Thankfully, the FBI called Google and they recovered some Google, which is what Kash Patel is arguing now. We could have probably gotten more if Sheriff Doofy would have, you know,
blood
allowed us to do
trailing
more.
off in the direction where she went. So we know she went that way. I don't need a video. I can figure that much out on my own. My two twins could figure that out.
I agree. And a massive misstep by both the FBI, because they did come back later. They also did not take that mat. They also did not take that door off and ship it to Quantico for processing. Well, you're exactly right. We saw the blood, so that should have shut down that front entrance area. They also should have seen where a camera had been removed from the frame, holding it to the door frame. That should have given them an indication.
Good point. We completely glossed over that. That was a major red flag that she had been taken, yet they dithered around for hours trying to figure out, did she wander off? And another blurt of facts, Nanos reveals something critical.
It's very active. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. We've done a lot of work, but we still have more. And there's not just in DNA, where labs across the country are working together, but in forensics, analysis of thousands and thousands of videos, photos. And we also have still tens of thousands of tips that come in, and we actively work on them. So it's a very active investigation.
Every time he speaks, I cringe. Why is DNA all across the country? Because he sent it to his pet lab that he's got a money contract with.
Boom. He sent it to his pet lab that he has a fucking contract with. God, he makes me mad. 2 dozen roses. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you very, very much, my darling. Good to see you. We are also dumbfounded by the way this whole case was orchestrated from day one. Yes, ma'am. Exactly. Butterflies. Love you, babies. Thank you so much for the support. Really, really do appreciate you, my darling. I love you. He definitely critical. All right. Meh. Yeah. He said that because he wasn't planning on solving the case, that's why he didn't want the FBI or feds involved. Then Cash got footage and he was like, damn. Well, I don't think he's trying to actively cover up anything other than his fuck-ups from the beginning.
In Florida,
listen to this.
DNA Lab International, I believe, is the name. Instead of sending it to experts in this field, they again dithered for weeks and weeks and weeks before it was finally sent to labs that could handle the job.
Did you hear that?
Dithered for weeks and weeks and weeks before it was finally sent to labs that could handle the job.
There you go.
I call on all citizen sleuths.
Listen.
Regardless of your expertise.
Go, Nene.
They need help. My mind is open to any analysis, any observation at all regarding these ransom notes. How do you think Kaczynski was solved? Because of the manifesto. It's happened over and over before. If you know or think you know anything about Mrs. Guthrie's disappearance, dial 800-225.
Okay, and let me just find this other little part up here. Let me see here.
Sorry, she's dead.
It's an unbelievable
Did he just say,
thing.
I don't have a body, I don't have a burial site?
Because, okay, so I want to show you this up here because we're going to be getting to the GUN store that they were requesting certain names. And in my opinion, you know, we're trying to whittle down, obviously, who this is. But based upon like these names and the looks of this guy, you know, it's not a Jeff Smith. So listen to this and we'll get to this part.
I don't have a note. And then 24 hours, bam, he releases the note saying she's dead.
He actually says note. That's what kind of got me more than anything, Nancy, is, you know, to just offhandedly say, I don't have a body. Okay, fine. But he says note and then releases the very thing he says he doesn't have, where we have alleged.
Which is, we went over that just a minute ago in that thing where he said he doesn't, he just said the other day he doesn't think Nancy is dead. He said he doesn't have a note. You just released 2 of them, and one of them said she's dead.
Kidnapper saying, well, he didn't realize how bad she was. She's now in nature. It is the most ridiculous
Okay, you know
thing.
what?
However,
And I have reason to believe, Dave Mack, and I'm going to an expert on this. Lisa Miller is joining us. I have reason to believe that the note was transcribed into English. To me, it sounds like English.
Okay, now, do you guys, just tell me in chat, do you think this is translated? Do you think it's AI or none of the above? Received is spelled wrong one of the times in the notes. And I've seen other YouTubers say that AI sometimes spells things wrong. Now, I've never had AI spell anything wrong, especially if it's already in the note 5 times the word received. Why would it make a mistake the 5th time? I don't think it's AI. I just don't. I think it's typed.
English is a second language, but that's a whole nother can of worms. Let's see the rant.
I think that English may be a second language for him, and this is just typed. And I think that's why we're like, why are you talking like that?
Some notes. Please put up the ransom notes in chronological order, please, quickly. Number 1. Hello, Savannah. Yeah, right there. I don't like that. That's a degree of some familiarity from a guy that steals your 84-year-old mother in her PJs without shoes, without her.
Now, she says something here that makes, I was just thinking, yeah, that's kind of interesting. And it's very, very simple what she
glasses,
says.
without her hearing aids, without her watch, nothing. Hi, Savannah.
Look at this.
Really? I can't wait for Dr. Bethany to get a hold of that. We have your mother. She's safe but
Who
scared.
else do you have?
She will be held for ransom. Once payment is received, she will be released unharmed. You need to send Bitcoin in the amount of $4 million USD. Another suggestion, this is a foreign national. Who says USD? When I go to the gas station, nobody says, okay, that'll be $43 USD. Before 5 p.m. on the 5th, once payments received to the Bitcoin address, she will be released within 12 hours to a safe drop-off location back in Tucson. Let's see the rest. Chop, chop. If payment is not received by the last deadline, she will be killed. Your mother is aware of this and her life is in your hands. ... That's interesting. The ... Who does that?
Yes. Okay. You're right. AI can be tracked. Yes. It can be, but I do the ... a lot, right? And if you notice, your mother is aware of this, and her life is in your hands. ... If you notice, the second or the first letter ... you will, but the AI normally does the, I don't know what they're called. I call them the long dashes. Right? AI does the long dashes more than the ... Not 3 dots though. Yeah. Right. And so I don't think this is AI. AI usually does the, I think it's, oops, fucking everything up. Maybe it's, is it shift 0150? I can't remember if it's control 0150 to do the long dot. I can't remember, but it's one of them. You have to do it. If you're not on AI, you have to do, I think it's shift 0150, the number, and it'll do the long dot or the long dash. So again, I don't think this is AI. And I think those dots, in my opinion, tell me as well that this is not AI. Yeah. Hold on. Let me ask AI. I forget how to do it. How do I do the long dash like you do? Let's see what they say. Yeah. The long dash is called an M dash. Okay, it's alt. This is how you do it. Right here. I'm going to put it in chat. That's how you do the long dash. You hold the alt and type 0150 on the numeric pad. Keypad. Alt plus 0150. Wait. There we go. Versus this. Well, I think they're showing up the same here, but yeah, that's how you do it when you're doing that. So to me, that tells me, in my opinion, this is not AI. I think it depends on what kind of device you're on as well. Those three dots can be very telling, in my opinion. So I don't think it's AI. I think this is written, and I think the person is a second. This is most likely a second language for this person. And I don't think that it's this guy. Right. I don't use three dots. I do the three dots. I'm like, hey, how are you doing? I'll do something like that. I don't know why. Just I have it. But people either use them or they don't. Once payment is received, I'm going to look at that letter here in a second because I just thought of something. We believe it is heart related. She is buried in nature now. I was just seeing if you used periods and apostrophes and stuff. Guthrie family, comma. We did not fully grasp the seriousness of her physical condition. Dot. Period. Rather, we never intended to hurt her, comma. That was not our intention, period. She perished shortly after she was taken, period. We believe it was heart-related, period. She is buried in nature now, period. Nothing you could have done could have changed the outcome, period. We want your family to know this and hope you all can find peace, period. We are truly sorry, period. He could have loaned, a vehicle out. I don't know. Oh, Sassy, you've been sick, honey. I'm sorry. Hope you feel better. Okay, here we go.
Off location, back in Tucson. Let's see the rest. Chop, chop. If payment is not received by the last deadline, she will be killed. Your mother is aware of this and her life is in your hands. ... That's interesting. The ... Who does that? She had a white smartwatch on the floor of the foot of her bed, and the white floodlight in backyard was destroyed. Let's go now to the second note. So we can compare and
Guthrie family, comma.
And contrast. Second note. This, I believe, came on the 6th. Guthrie family.
4 days later.
We
yes.
did not fully grasp the seriousness of her physical condition. Oh, laying it on her. It's her fault she's ill. It's her fault she's 84 years old.
Yeah.
It's her fault. We didn't understand her problem.
And what's crazy is we never intended to hurt her. You took an 84-year-old out from her home and you said, if you don't pay up, she's dead. Right? And she died anyways. Which I don't believe Nancy just had a heart attack and died. I just don't. I think more like she was unalived. Did Annie's card that she left have any dots on it? Good question. Let's see here. Guthrie family card left outside home. Does anyone have that? Can someone send that to me? Has anyone got that card? They're saying it wasn't their fault. Oh yeah, because they don't want their asses to go to prison. Right? She died of natural causes. You might get us for taking her out of her for kidnapping, but you're not going to get us for murdering, right? Leslie, it's quite too early. Love you, darling. They didn't intend to hurt her, but there's blood on the porch. Yeah.
We never intended to hurt her, comma, that was not our intention. That's called splicing, where you make a statement and then you comma, and then you make the statement again. That's a stylistic issue that Lisa Miller is going to explain. In fact, I prosecuted a bank robbery based on comma use. She perished shortly after she was taken. We believe it was heart related. Oh, thank you, doctor. She is buried in nature now. Who says that? Again, translation. Nothing you could have done could have changed the outcome. We want nothing you could have done. Well, how about something he could have done, like not kidnap her to start with? We want your family to know this and hope you can all find peace. Sorry. Oh.
I do too.
I mean,
I do
okay.
too, Kels.
Straight out to Lisa Miller joining us, former detective, former chief. Two people had written the ransom note.
All right, listen to this.
But after reading them in full, she thinks they were written by one person. Maybe I didn't think deeply enough, Lisa, but I always thought they were both written by one person. And then after that, all the others, no.
First one is very stern. The second one is very apologetic. I mean, of course, assuming that the first time you write a ransom note to the, assuming the family's going to see it. But here's the thing. In the first ransom note, it said cops will not be able to help you. Well, why the hell did you send it to 3 different news outlets on the screenshots I sent you? Did you just send them? What about him? Oh yeah, I've shown these a long time ago. Property document special, durable, power of attorney. Tommaso Sioni is the principal. Signed my name to the power of attorney of May 16th. Is duly sworn to declare. Yeah. I've shown these a long time ago. But again, this power of attorney that you just sent me, it's nothing to do with Nancy though. Why so grammatically correct? It's a ransom note, right? Well, you know, Tommaso teaches English, right? At this point, I think the confusion is all on purpose. Yeah. I think the notes are written by a male and female. I would love to know what she confided to her friends, but wait, Savannah Guthrie told them all not to speak. Yeah. Annie's card does a lot of full stops. I'm trying. If somebody can send that to me, I would love to have that. Oh, I got it. Thank you. God bless you for sending me that. I just got it. Let's look at that. LinkedIn. Wait, it's not. One second. Is there more pictures on there? Okay, here we go. I got it here. Weeby Jaman. Thank you, Lori. Appreciate you, babes. Thank you for your support. Guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Double tap the screen. Consider becoming a member. Greatly love to have you. Thank you so much, Lori. Did Nancy use a walker for mobility normally? She used a cane. If so, was there a normal spot where she left it at bedtime? Was it a normal spot? We don't know. We just know it was not taken. Very good question, though. Okay, let me take a screenshot of this so we can make this bigger. Okay. We'll do it like this. Okay, check this out. Mama, we miss you so much. Our hearts are broken. There's a lot of explanation points. There's commas. But mom, comma, though we are surrounded by so much darkness and unnecessarily, is that what it says? Unnecessarily? Uncertainty, rather, comma. Our love burns bright, period. We love underscore you, mommy, comma. Or maybe it's a period. We miss you so much, period. Our best friend, explanation point, explanation point. It looks like a 5-year-old wrote that. Or it does. It could be helpful if they look through all the cards and notes left at Nancy's memorial to see if there are any similarities. Yes. In my opinion, I think Nanos is believing the narrative that Tommaso and Annie stated on him that they know she made it home because first Annie took her home, then they said it was Tommaso who took her home. There was a little discrepancy in that, yeah. Yes, 6th grade teacher would be disappointed by spelling mistakes on the ransom note. She says we and the ransom had we as well. Yeah, but you know, again, the problem with the ransom note is it's typed, right? So the only thing we can figure out is the way the person writes, the style that they write. You know, there's no dots in this, like there is, right? Like the ransom notes. Is this it? Let me see. 2 dozen roses. 1 second. No, it's the next one. Okay. Right here. Actually, one second. I may have the one right here. Let me try this. A brown chicken, brown cow. Maybe. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Oh, that's Luke. Okay. Hello, Savannah. We have your mother, period. She is safe but scared, period. She will be held for ransom, and once payment is received, she will be released unharmed, period. We will be holding her for a maximum of 7 days, period. You will need to send Bitcoin in the amount of $4 million US before 5 p.m. on Thursday, the 5th. Why 5 p.m.? If payment is not received, the ransom will be increased to $6 million US, which will need to be paid by 5 p.m. on Monday, the 9th. Once payment is received to the Bitcoin address below, she will be released within 12 hours of deposit to a safe drop-off location back in Tucson, period. If payment is not received by the deadline on Monday, the 9th at 5 p.m., she will be killed. Now, remember that. She will be. Your mother is aware of this, and her life is in your hands, period. It is the best interest of everyone to have this completed as soon as possible, period. You will not be able to contact me from here on out, There will be no negotiation, period. Do not play games, law enforcement will not be able to help you, period. She had a white smartwatch on the floor of the foot of her bed, and a white floodlight in the backyard was destroyed, period. I don't see any ... on here. I think that was on Nancy's only. I think Nancy just meant it continued, because there's no ... on here. Is there? Am I missing it? No, there was no ... Scorched Earth Parish. Yeah, I've got the unredacted one somewhere. I couldn't find it. That's what I was looking for a minute ago, but is that it? Nope, that's not the one. Redacted. It's all right. Nancy's was shortened version. Yeah. Okay, now look at this, because I want to get to. Holy hell, 26 months. Congratulations on 44,000 subscribers. ... Truly, you're deserving of $1 million. Oh, thank you, Miss Robin. I adore you. Appreciate you so very, very much, my darling. Very sweet of you. Really appreciate the continued support. Thank you for being a mod and all of that jazz. Thank you, love. Tori, thank you for the floating heart, my darling. Appreciate you very, very much. Good to see you, my darling. Thank you for the support. Too much flowery and extra wording. for a pro ransom note. In my opinion, a ransom note would be tense and fact only, almost detached as a control mechanism. Yeah. But what do you think they could they have been? Thank you, Peekaboo Az. Do you think they could have been to sound remorseful, as so if they get caught, you know, they are using this just like they said, you know, we think it was heart related. That is for if they get caught, for a defense. Right? We didn't unalive her. It happened naturally. We think it's heart related. Sorry about that. Wanting to show compassion. Yeah, I showed it last night, crazy. I just don't. No need to say we have your mother, Nancy. There's no need to say a lot of that, right? No need to say we have your mother, Nancy. No need to say how she died. No need to even say sorry. Because what the sorry gonna do? You know, if you're sorry, you wouldn't have done it to begin with. And if you're really sorry, the minimum you could do is say where the hell she is. Thank you, Sassy. Listen to this. Let me pull this up while I'm...
Also, the same IP address. That's a big red flag. It's the same person. But I can't wait to hear your analysis. Tell me everything.
Well, initially, we kept hearing reports about the excerpts, and it sounded like the second note was a massive shift in tone. And it definitely was different than what we're seeing in the first. So that lended me from reporting to think that maybe two, even though it came from the same IP. However, when we start taking a look at the two notes together, and I think one of the most definitive things that links these two notes are these comma splices that you explained. Two sentences unnecessarily separated by the comma. The second sentence in these two notes is a reinforcing statement. So it's not necessary. Like, we never intended to hurt her. That was not our intention.
Hey, Sassy.
Why say both?
Sassy, that link you sent me didn't work. There's a lot of filler words. Yes. Yes. Perished and scorched earth are often used in military jargons. Yes. Yes. We're going scorched earth. They will say in a lot of... And that's that could be very interesting as well, right? If it's not poetry, GT, it could be someone military, right? Or into politics as well. Now, don't start on the Epstein stuff, people. Don't give me that. He's a loser. We don't have to make him a bigger loser than he already is. He's rotting in Hades right now. But it could be locally, maybe. Two ransom note writers, I believe. T wrote the first one, English as second language, and A wrote the second one. More poetic. First note said pay by the 5th, 9th, or they would unalive her. Second note came in, said the 6th, saying that she was already gone. Yes. Shortly after, contradicts asking for payment by the 9th, and they would return Nancy. Bingo. Bingo. Who do we know in the family that's military? Well, yes, but I don't think Cameron has anything to do with it at all, in my opinion.
Both of those things, and it's repetitive. It was not our intention. We did not intend to hurt her. And then we're also seeing open compounds in both of these statements. Most people, when they write out smartwatch, it's smartwatch, one word. Floodlight, one word. If they see heart related, they hyphenate heart related. But in these notes, we're seeing these open compounds. The smartwatch, two separate words, not together. Heart related.
Smartwatch is one word. Heart related.
No hyphen. So we're seeing these things. They seem to.
And that right there, in my opinion, again, tells me it is not AI. Smartwatch would have been one word if it was AI. Heart related, probably a dash in between it as well. Yes. And I was listening to a YouTuber that I genuinely like the other day, but she was saying AI makes, all the time misspellings. And I'm like, I've never seen AI make a misspelling. Yes. And that's why I do not think this is AI, in my opinion, at all. Zilch. Now, okay, so I have people in my home that are, bilingual, right? And so when you have a first language that you were born with, even though you speak another language, you are constantly translating in your head. And a lot of people forget this. So like, if I speak English as my native language and then I speak Spanish, even though I'm speaking Spanish, while I'm speaking Spanish, I'm constantly translating in my head. What's the word for this in, my language? What would be the word in Spanish? And so I think that this is a second language for this person. No, Sue, I don't think so. But that's a very good question. I'm still of the opinion that the notes were an afterthought after the kidnapper. I agree. Only the investigators and family has this line of thoughts in the early hours of the investigation. Correct. Okay, Sassy, thank you so much. But Justin, can they not put it in a translator app, not use AI? Yes, they can. However, the problem with that, in my opinion, is again, if you put it in a translator, and these are what these very intelligent people, in my opinion, are not getting. But why is received spelled wrong in one time, and the rest of the time received is spelled correctly? That tells me they know how to spell received, in my opinion. They just put the RE backwards when they were typing this, in my opinion. If it's going to go in a translator app, it just converts it. You can go to Google Translate, right? Let me see here. Watch this. Okay. We're going to do Hindi. No, wait, we're going to do... Hold on. Watch this. We're going to do English to Hindi. No. We'll just do it to Spanish, actually, so it'll be easier for you guys. Let me see here. PQRS. Where the hell's Spanish? Maybe. Am I missing Spanish? Oh, here it is. Okay, there we go. All right, English to Spanish. Right. Okay, so let's do hello. It's so great to see you. One second here. Now watch. I actually make this bigger. And then watch, received, right? This message, and then I received, I'm going to spell it wrong, IEVED. See, it corrects it. It knows what I'm saying. It knows what I'm saying, even though it's, okay. RECEIV, received this letter so many days ago. Even though I received REC, I'm going to do IEVED, received it, then I just wanted to thank you for it. Okay?
Hola, me alegra mucho saludarte. Recibí este mensaje y también esta carta hace ya varios días. Aunque los recibí hace tiempo, quería agradecerte por ellos.
Thank you, Miss Dolores. Appreciate your support, my love. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Miss Dolores. I adore you. Now watch.
Hello, it's so see you. I received this message and then I received this letter so many days ago. Even though I received it, then I just wanted to thank you for it.
Okay. Now, watch this. Okay, I'm going to cut that. Now watch. If I just paste it in there, even though I spelled received wrong, it knows it. Okay. Now I'm going to do copy. I'm going to do Spanish, alias Español, Spanish to English. Right? Now watch. Paste. See, it fixes it. I spelled received wrong. It fixes it. Hey, Alabama. Good to see you, baby. So that's why I don't think that this is wrong. I don't think... Justin, did you get my email? I probably did. When did you send it? I'm ET, have to get up at church tomorrow. Well, may the Lord bless you for getting up for church tomorrow. Good. Get some rest, baby. But remember that someone had to manually type the message into TMZ space. Absolutely. But again, that's exactly my point. So, okay, look at this. Watch this. TMZ tip line. Watch this. Okay? You saw that, right? Now, watch. I'm going to copy this, right? Because it automatically fixed the received, even though I spelled received. But wait, that's what I'm talking about here, right? Even though I spelled received wrong one time, it fixed it. It fixed it, right? Now, let's go to TMZ. Okay? What's my hot tip, right? I copied that. I copied it and pasted it in there. Received isn't, right? Is not spelled wrong. Not spelled wrong. And that's why I think it was not AI, because smartwatch was spelled wrong. Heart related, there was no hyphen. And received is spelled wrong one time, but the rest of the time is fine. You just seen me put it in a translator. Even though I spelled received wrong, I went from English to Spanish. It fixed it in correctly in Spanish. The time I wrote received wrong, it still corrected it. And then I went from Spanish, copied it, pasted it from Google Translate, from Spanish to English. It corrected it in English. And if I copied that and pasted it in that, the received would not be spelled wrong. Right? So there's that. I don't know why we are all acting like we don't know what's up with this case. It's almost like all top 10 YouTubers that know each other or somehow involved. Oh, if that's what you think. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but cool. Joanne, thank you so much, dear. Appreciate you very much. Thank you for the gift, baby. Spell it incorrectly. There is no spelling check in TMZ form. They typed it into the form directly, in my opinion. Exactly. They had to, in my opinion, top 10. I know, what a compliment, right? I am in the top 25% for my genre, though, in my subscriber category, though. In YouTubers from 30,000 to 75,000 subscribers. But I wish I was in the top 10. So they probably typed it into the tip page. Yeah. I know, Alabama. Damn. I'm just giving away all the fucking secrets here, aren't I? Lord. Telling them, yeah. I mean, I'm just not going to say someone did this when I have absolutely no clue who did this. I have no clue. I'm not going to say something. Oh, thank you, Lisa. You're an amazing reporter and so much fun. Thank you, babe. Appreciate you very, very much. Really do appreciate that. Well, I would be over 100,000 today if I didn't lose my other channel for a year. But that's a whole nother story. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate you. Thank you both to the Sues, Sue03 and Sue Smith. So that's why I think that he had to type it. And the thing, I think there is a translation going on here, but I think, like I said, if you are bilingual, your native language, you always associate one word and translate it in your head. If you have any bilingual people in here, you will know that. Your native tongue, your native language, one second here. Let me show you, right? Let me show you what I mean, just to make it more clear. I just want to explain it as best as possible. So you English to Spanish, right? So when you know, all of us know this word in Spanish. All of us does. Everyone does, pretty much. And that is, hello. Hola, right? Hola. Well, what's the first? Thank you, Ratui. Thank you, guys. What's the, like, if you want to, you think in your head, how do I say hello in Spanish, right? It's hola. So you naturally think of the word hello, which is your and I's probably our native, language. We think of hello, and then we think, oh, we translate that to hola. So when a person is bilingual, they will remember their first language and translate that over to the second language that they know. So I hope that made sense. So I don't think it's AI. I've seen a lot of, in my opinion, really smart people talk about this, and they're like, I think it's just an easy, it's a filler for us to just talk to add time or whatever. But it doesn't really mean anything once you really think about it. It's not AI. I've never seen AI spell anything wrong, especially after it spelled it correctly several times. And then, AI loves the apostrophes, or the dashes, rather. Smartwatch, one word, not two words. That's a mistake. So this was typed. Okay, I got you, babe. I think the errors are intentional to mess and create confusion. I don't. I think the letter itself was, but I think this is
stylistically.
What's this?
And for that reason, I have to make a caveat here, though. These are both short notes, so it's hard to say definitively. You can't assign a gender. It's hard to say definitively that it's from one person. But based on what we have, that's the best analysis.
Lisa, didn't they both come from the same IP address?
That is my understanding from reporting, yes.
I'm glad you said it that way, because, I never know which end of Nanos things are coming out of, this end or the other one. I'm still stunned. Day 100, he goes, we don't have enough. Renowned psychoanalyst out of the LA jurisdiction. She's the author of Deal Breaker, in the midst of her second book. She's seen on Peacock, on Hulu, on Bravo, and she's the star of a new podcast, On the Couch with Dr. Bethany Marshall. Dr. Bethany, thank you for being with us. Okay, I know you're going to have a field day with this. Let's put up the first ransom note that has been released. The whole point of this tonight is, will it help us catch her killer? That's the issue. Yeah. Oh, hey, let me see Lisa Miller real quick. Lisa?
Yes.
Good point, Crazy.
I actually had it framed at the time. This was used in front of a jury, my jury, in my first bank robbery case. Don't, touch, the ALRAM, ALRAM, dyslexic. This is a Roby. He also was a prolific user of apostrophe marks. When I tracked down a witness, not an eyewitness,
Haley,
but a circumstantial witness that knew a little bit about what the bank robber was wearing at the time of the robbery, stylistically. So I got a line on him.
So
the witness was, of course, in the full.
So we were looking at those dots from the Nancy Guthrie letter. Wait, Nancy Guthrie, sorry, Nancy Grace. We were looking at it in the Nancy Grace, and the Nancy Grace, I guess her staff written it so they could show it, and they used the 3 dots to to show that it continues. The ransom letter continues, so there's not actually any ... dots in the actual ransom letter. So because we was thinking, look at the ... dots, and apparently Nancy didn't realize that it meant the letter continues, and they pop up the next one. So that's why they
county jail.
That.
I had him submit to a handwriting analysis and got a known handwriting, and that use of commas.
Listen to this.
Turned the case. Turned the case. So comma splicing, odd use of commas, odd phraseology, exactly what you're talking about. I wasn't as schooled
I think
as
that's
you
what they
were,
called her. Yeah,
as you are, but I knew what I could see. Okay, sorry, Dr. Bethany, but I had to go get that to show it to Lisa. Okay, Bethany, hit it.
Well, whoever wrote this note is obsessive because he or she repeats the same phrases multiple times, like hyperbole. It's interesting. We have your mother, Nancy. She perished. She's in nature now. This person is trying to act sympathetic, to form a bond with Savannah. In a way, he or she is trying to manipulate Savannah into believing them. It's a little like the BTK killer. When he defended himself in court, he said about one of the victims, "Hey, I'm a nice guy. I comforted her before I strangled her, or before I put a pillow over her face." So this person who wrote the note
Okay, wait, you're talking so fast, Bethany. This is not a speed race. Slow it down. Okay. What did you just say?
The BTK killer,
she forgot the lipstick.
In an attempt to persuade the jury that he was not guilty, said, "I'm not a bad guy. I comforted her before I killed her." The author of this note is trying to get sympathy from Savannah.
It ain't that
and
too.
I
It ain't
think
that too.
we have your mother, Nancy. She perished. Was her heart. She's in nature. It sounds.
You have to wear more makeup on camera. You do have to wear a lot more makeup on camera, because if you just wear like your regular makeup on camera, it looks like you have no makeup on.
Sounds a little bit like the sociopath manipulating the victim before they slash their throats. It's a highly manipulative note. The first note asks for money. The second says, "Oh, never mind, she perished." That tells me that by the time the author gets to the second note, they're more worried about being brought up on homicide murder charges than the $4 million that they wanted originally. I do have an image of a wife or girlfriend standing over the author's note saying, "Oh, add this, add that," as if one is...
What are you, a psychic lady? Is she a psychic now? I have an image. I have an image of a wife standing over her. The second letter seems, tell her you're sorry. Tell her you're sorry. We bad in nature. Like, what the hell? Like, that's... Sorry.
Not enough. You got to say it again. And again, I do believe the author is obsessive, that they took a long time to write this note. The author is not is an expatriate because of the USD, and they take almost like a European.
I disagree. I did originally think that the author thought, this is they are foreign, and I still think they're foreign, but not because of the US dollar. I think they put US dollar because they wanted a certain amount of Bitcoin that translated into $4 million. So they was saying we need this much Bitcoin for $4 million, whatever ever how much Bitcoin that is, because there had to be a translation there, right? They ultimately wanted 4 million US dollars in Bitcoin. So it's already, you're already translating that, right? So I don't think it has anything to do, in my opinion, with because this is a foreign person. They want, they want this much in Bitcoin that equals 4 million US dollars, or 6 million if you don't get us in time, right? Yeah. So roughly 62 and 1/2 Bitcoins. Yeah. And you see, this is the thing, Bitcoin changes daily as well, right? So this person could say, I want 2 Bitcoins, or 62 Bitcoins in the next week. Well, if it takes a dive, which it does all the time, they wouldn't be getting as much. They wanted to make sure that they was getting at least $4 million. Bitcoin has actually gone down a lot too, right? Yeah. Yes. What if one of the notes was from his mom-like figure, cause he likely doesn't have a girlfriend, alone, or obsessive? He could be, sure. She must be mad at them. She was planning on having a pope and a nun. They said dollars because Savannah is in the U.S. Common sense. Well, I mean, it's not common for... So, like, for instance, if you travel to, for instance, Niagara Falls, Canada side, you'll go there and they'll say 10 US dollars or 13 Canadian. They'll tell you that. It'll say USD on the cash register, or it'll say 13 or 15, whatever it is, the translation is Canada. And you can pay with either Tinder. A lot of places is like that. And so people who travel a lot, they can, you'll notice that if you've traveled a lot, especially, you go to London, certain places and all that. But I think the only reason they did this was because they wanted to make sure there was 4 million US dollars, ever how many Bitcoin 4 million US dollars equaled. Right? If one does online transactions, defining currency type is not unusual, right?
And might say they were in.
I think this person knows a lot about Bitcoin. Again, I think this person is under 40 years old, probably above 30.
In hospital, not they were in the hospital. So I noticed that as well. And I think finally, the fact that there's these shifts and turns throughout the notes. When I wrote my doctoral dissertation, I was told to consult with everybody in the department, about 30 people. By the time I defended my dissertation, the committee said, well, it sounds like it was written by 30 people. I'm like, yeah, I consulted with 30 people. It sounds like this guy or gal handed the note around, deliberated, thought a lot about it. But again, primarily it's...
I don't really agree with this lady a lot.
The manipulative tone. So if you, whoever's listening, has somebody in your household who overtalks, is manipulative, grandiose, uses hyperbole,
I gotta look on it a little bit more.
Flourishes, you should think very carefully about where that person...
Can you send me where you got that from, the link where you got that from, Julie Bug?
person was the night Nancy Guthrie went missing.
Okay, back to you, Lisa Miller, who has done an incredible analysis of this note. What do you make of what Bethany just said? And our whole purpose tonight is to try to use these notes to identify the killer. And he will be charged with felony murder, even if his fantastical claim is true that Miss Guthrie died of natural causes. Whenever a death occurs during the commission of a felony equals felony murder, which is murder one, which does get the death penalty. It doesn't matter if you didn't intend for the person to die. If they die in the commission of a felony, that would be kidnap or burglary. That's a felony murder, punishable by the death penalty. Now, you heard what Dr. Bethany said. Now, I have great respect for Dr. Bethany, a clairvoyant. I don't know that, but
thank you.
Her
Exactly,
image,
Nancy.
she says, of a girlfriend standing over the writer's shoulder is not far-fetched.
I want to show you something, guys.
That said, what do you make of it?
You know, I have much respect for everything that was said. From an investigative standpoint, I look at the second note kind of like I looked at the offender across the table from me back when I was doing interviews of murderers, or even the worst offenders that did some of the worst crimes against children. They always minimize their involvement. They turn it, the second note is a passive thing. Nancy perished. Nancy didn't perish. You did something horrible by taking a vulnerable elderly woman out of the house.
Okay. All right. So now I want to talk to you guys about this. So pretty early on in the Nancy Guthrie investigation, they went to a GUN store. We talked about the letters, about how they wrote this and all this. And we know sorta what Porch Guy looks like, right? I think we can say that he in my opinion, he's not white. He might be mixed or whatever, but looking for very specific names on this, right? And I want to show you something here that I'm trying to pull together here. Now, fuck, I just got 1 second so I can play this. 1 second.
Paper list of people that had pictures and names on it.
It's a little low.
Wanted to know if I could help him pull up in my system if any of these people have purchased a gun in the last year.
I hope it don't take me out.
How did you respond? Can you kind of go more into that based on your comfort level?
Based on my comfort level, originally I was a little skeptical, but then, you know, I feel bad for the family of, I forgot the lady's first name, but the Guthrie case. You know, I felt bad for the family, and honestly, anything that could help them find the person, I was willing to help. So I said that I'd be willing to help, and it was about 3 pages. And the way that our system is set up is we type in the last name of the person, and it usually brings up all their information.
Okay, so this guy says, you know, they type in the names of the person, and they were looking for 30 to 40 names in this, right? I just gotta put this thing up because of the pew pew situation.
First name, last name, phone number, address, all of that. And I went through the 3 pages. There was probably 6 or 7 names. There were 6 or 7 people per sheet. And so I just went through each sheet, all 3 sheets, and I typed in the last name, and nothing popped up. And the thing that I just noticed the most was that the last names, we're pretty familiar with our customers. So I could look at the names and be like, okay, yeah, that person might have been in here before. But honestly, the last names are really uncommon.
So like I was typing in the last names. I was like, I don't recognize this one. I don't recognize that one.
Oops, I was muted. Sorry. So this guy says he was typing in the last names that they were looking for. Again, 30 to 40 guys. And he says, you know, when anytime you buy a pew pew, they have record keeping of that, right? Because they have to send that to the FBI. And the last names were very, very uncommon. And he said, you know, I typed in this name. I didn't know, never heard of that name. These were very uncommon names. Not only had he not seen them in the store before, I don't even think he had heard the names. Listen.
But honestly, the last names were really uncommon. So like I was typing in the last names. I was like, I don't recognize this one. I don't recognize that one. And so I just went through the 3 sheets, typed them all in, and none of those people had ever been here.
How many names and photos total?
To be honest, I don't remember the exact number of names per sheet, but it was 3 papers, and I want to say that there was probably 6 to 8 people per sheet. They had photographs and they had names, and it was 6 to 8 per sheet.
You had mentioned beforehand too that you noticed something when looking through the photographs. Can you kind of go back into that?
Yeah, so I mean, the FBI agent didn't tell me why he was here, other than just he wanted to know if somebody or any of these people that he had on the papers had purchased a gun from us. But as I was looking at the sheets, because I had watched the video on the news of the kidnapper, you know, sticking bushes in the camera, and it showed his face, and even though he was wearing a ski mask, you could sort of see the outline of his goatee, his mustache, and everything. So I was able to look at the photos that he was showing me, and I told the FBI agent, I was like, I'm no investigator. These people's facial hair looks like the guy that was on camera at that house doing the kidnapping. And he honestly kind of just smirked and took a deep breath, and he was like, yeah, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Going to different gun shops, checking to see if any of these names that I'm showing you here, any of these people have purchased a gun in the last year. And so,
and you know, it's very interesting to me because, you know, we talk about Luke daily, and Luke, again, I don't think he's a porch guy, but Luke has been in trouble with GUNS, and his car crashed a week prior. He got a new car. They paid cash for it, cashier's check. And, you know, did they have something about a GUN?
My intuition was right. That's what he was here for. And then so I just went on to check on our system to see if any of those people that were on the sheet had been in here to buy a gun, but unfortunately none of them had.
So they were going to all of these stores, right? All of these stores. Okay, now let me show you this. I'm going to go to little Brian Inton. Patsy wrote the note and John made her. You think so? Bitcoin, and Bitcoin goes up and down every day, and they wanted they wanted 4 million US dollars. That would equal ever how many Bitcoins it is per that day. It could be a Punjabi, of course. Jonah, yes. And they were using a VPN, yes. Where did they get all these names? Dear now. Maybe they need to look at the guest house name. They're probably done that anyway, sure. Yes, guys, please hit the thumbs up. Really appreciate you guys being here. Hit the thumbs up. Share out the live. Consider becoming a member.
What that could mean, I'm breaking it down. Also, the sheriff now officially clearing the Guthrie family, the siblings, and their spouses. I've got my FBI panel, my expert friends joining me to discuss
Watch
that.
this.
Also, new information on the DNA and what is taking so long when it comes to the DNA testing and getting that information in the CODIS.
Let me find the spot here. Okay, I think it's 58.
So a couple of big developments. The first, which I was just talking about, but I have confirmed that the FBI has been to several gun shops in Tucson, and they've shown up, the agents have shown up with a list of 40 names and also 40 pictures, 40 photographs. And they are showing the names and the photographs to the gun shop employees to see, one, if any of those people have been inside the gun shop, and two, if any of them have purchased a weapon, which is significant because that means perhaps that there's 40 people that they're interested in, that they're narrowing this window down. It's also possible that some of those people they're interested in, and like sometimes when they do lineups, and I don't know if this is that kind of a situation, but they'll throw other pictures in that are just irrelevant. But what I do know, again, is that they've gone to several gun shops with a list of 40 names and 40 photos trying to figure out if those people have been inside the gun shop. So these aren't just like pictures where they're saying, do you know who this person is? They have the names. They just want to know if they've been in the gun shops in Tucson. So that's new, and that's pretty interesting. The other thing that's new today.
What is Carlos's last name? Do y'all remember what his last name was? And is Daly's not an uncommon name in that area, is it? I agree a little with doesn't some anonymous notes look like written by young kids or poetry written on wall. Bigger body shape.
Is that the sheriff has cleared the Guthrie family as being suspects in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. You know, the siblings and their spouses. And let me read you the sheriff's statement because it was a pretty intense statement. And this is pretty rare to see during an active investigation, a statement like this where people are outright cleared. And he hasn't done this.
Okay, I need to find the other spot. 1 second here. Okay. I think it's right here. Oh, wait.
Other people with the whole phone situation and all the advanced technological stuff that's happening, it's all just coming together. When you add into that the tips and leads, and then how they doubled when they doubled the reward, we've got a lot of information pouring in, getting merged and purged every which way, and I just hope that it's go time.
Dallas.
I want to ask you, Morgan.
Yeah, and see is that an uncommon name? Let me see here. Zuelos. Is an uncommon name in Arizona. Which is an uncommon Spanish name in Arizona in the United States. Okay. The name is Palazeos, which is an uncommon Spanish surname in Arizona and the United States, though it gained local and national attention during the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. So, it's an uncommon... is Daly an uncommon name in Arizona? Yes, Daly as a first name, as a last name or first name is uncommon name in Arizona, where common surnames tend to be Spanish or Anglo-European staples like Garcia, Smith, and Johnson. U.S. popularity, it ranks outside the top 1,000 most common surnames in the state, appearing only sparsely compared to high-density regions in the Northeast or Midwest. State demographics. Arizona's most frequent surnames heavily skewed toward Hispanic heritage, such as Garcia, Martinez, or Hernandez, or ultra-common national defaults, Smith and Johnson. Oh, thank you, babies. Love you to pieces. So that's interesting. It's super common in Chicago. Apparently, according to
because
Google,
there's been a big focus on the DNA the last couple of days, because we know they found DNA in Nancy's house, and then they also found DNA on this glove 2 miles away from Nancy's house.
Wait, this isn't it. 1 second.
This would mean that they've swabbed everybody at this point. Is that what that means?
Yeah, I mean, direct comparisons are easier to get through, quicker to get through. You're not uploading into the CODIS database. You're not trying to go through all of those profiles. It's quicker to do a direct comparison to a family member. So I'm assuming right off the bat, they ask for consent from those family members to get some buccal swabs from them and to get them sent to the lab for comparison. I'm guessing that's why you got that news today, that they're going to be able to rule those family members out. I guess based on the glove, if we're assuming the glove and the house, whatever that foreign profile is that's unknown at this time, I'm assuming it's coming back to no one.
So when they would go into a house like Nancy's to process it, and they say that they found DNA that doesn't belong to Nancy or any of her friends or family, how does that come about? Are they just swabbing the whole house? Like, can you really walk me through how they go about processing a house like this?
So generally speaking, when we go into houses, we want to look for areas that we believe were some point of contact by the suspect. So, I mean, in this case, it's a little more difficult because we don't have Nancy to say, this item was moved or this item has disappeared. So we're looking for areas where maybe it was disturbed, or I'm assuming because the family went to check on her, they noticed areas that looked maybe out of place, or like what they said, maybe some things were knocked over. So you're going to go for those areas. If you're going for door handles where the suspect was entering in and out, those areas can be swabbed, but generally speaking, they're a lot more difficult to analyze because how many people have touched that door handle? We slough off thousands of skin cells daily, so anybody who goes in and out of there potentially could have deposited onto those areas. But if they're saying they have a profile inside the house, I'm thinking that maybe it's something that they specifically swabbed, knowing that it looked like it had been gone through, it was ransacked, it was knocked over, something that led them to that area that they believe they would develop a profile.
If there's a knife out on the counter, you're going to do the handle of that and the blade if need be. You're going to use alternate light sources. You're going to.
So I was just looking right here. We'll come back to this, but I was just looking about like cameras in the area. And there's cameras all over Tucson. Look at this. All over Tucson. Like, how do they not have someone? I've heard the cameras aren't operating. I'm assuming that adopted individuals are way more difficult to connect through genetics, genealogy records. Well, I mean, not anymore. You do a 23andMe, it's going to show you that who your siblings, or if you have any other siblings. Or if you have, it's going to show you. So, after asking AI how to write a ransom letter, oh my God, you're going to get knock knock on the FBI door. Yes, thank you for that. They were 100% awesome. I was just trying to see if there was like, let's see here. Tucson, Arizona, live camera feeds. Like, look at, I think this, for instance. It's live. There's like, maybe he went to the restroom and he was there a long time. I really believe there wouldn't had the perps DNA if they would have took the front door mat. That makes me sick. Panorama of Tucson, Arizona. Where is this at? This is at the Church Bell Tower. It's 92 degrees there right now at midnight. God bless you people. Okay, that one. Is that lightning? Or is that just the camera going in and out? It's monsoon season there, I think, right? I think I heard that Luke would not give. I heard that too. I did hear that he like wouldn't give DNA and stuff, but once they get a warrant, it's not really an option. They'll take it. Is it my TV or is Justin's screen super skinny? I thought he was going to say it's Justin super skinny. I was going to be like, thank you, girl. I wish. What gets me is the phone imaging for the cameras. I know that the family saw and did something. I know it's always asked when you're setting them up. You would think, like, well, who set the cameras up? Yeah, so true. Anything that translates or generates at least uses autocorrect, yet they could have cut paste. But again, if they no, if they would have copied and pasted it, it would not have been spelled wrong. Once they copied that and pasted it, the received would not have been spelled wrong. And they would have got a notification that there was a perp at the first time. Actually, you know when they got, I think it was in the dispatch. I think that's highly unlikely, Sassy. Highly unlikely. That's a lot of lightning. Yeah, it is. It's hot there. When it's hot, it gets stormy. I mean, it's 90 degrees at midnight. Or, no, well, it's not midnight there. It's, what, 10 o'clock? 10:16? What was I talking about? Oh. In the dispatch, I think it's that asked, has the family something about cameras or something like that, and they said they didn't see the cameras or they didn't have access to the cameras. There's been way too many questionable activities surrounding the case from the very start in too many different directions. That is the truth, for sure. Phone image and security camera setup highlights how important digital evidence can be in an investigation. 1000%. This video in Tucson right now is, let me see. This is the Lordsburg subdivision, I guess. Southwest Rail Cam. We just seen one. Wait, let me show you this. Oh, it's got sound. Does it got sound? Not very good sound. But, and this one's in Tucson. This is another one in Tucson. Maybe it's just the camera. Maybe it's just the camera that's going out. I don't know. Let me see if you guys see it here. Because here it doesn't look like there's any lightning. And if they did cut and paste it, could it still be tracked via the device? Like they can find the model of the phone tablet? No. 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 Now, here's the thing. Let me show you this, though. So, like when you send it into TMZ, you can send a file in, right? You can send a file in. But they did not send a file in. See, I was pretending like I was doing a thing there. This is anonymous. You can, with the TMZ, you are required to do an email address, right? Which, again, you can do, like if you're giving out, hold on, let me find I can't remember what the mail is. Let me find the mail. Proton mail. Proton mail is what generally, like if you're sending a tip into the New York Times or, like governmental or anything like that, it has a VPN and it has, even Proton employees cannot see who sent it at all. It is 1 billion% encrypted. It's like the most encrypted email you can get. Now, hold on a second. I just thought of something. Okay, look at this. So, let me see here. KOLD news tip. KOLD news tip. Okay. Notice this right here. Subject, news tip, name. They put Savannah Guthrie. They made up an email address, savannah@gmail.com. Now, that's probably fake. Because there is no, that email address is already taken. So they allow fake email addresses. They allow fake email addresses there because look at this, what I'm going to show you. Now, we're going to, this is KOLT.com. Contact us, send us a news tip, contact News 13. It looks exactly like this. Please select one. News tip. press release, news comment, programming, technical difficulties, website, apps, advertising. It's going to go to whichever department. News tips is the one that's probably checked the most because tips only last so long. And they wrote in Savannah's name, and then they made up an email address. I don't remember and then they question or comment, the date, and then you have to agree to those terms and conditions and hit submit, right? So there's that. Interesting, they knew to use that tip portal, so tracing is impossible. Yes. Yes, these are generally send questions, comments, or concerns to 13 Newsroom by filling out the form below. I wonder what the privacy policy says. Okay. Terms of service. What is the terms of service? Looking for something. It's very interesting because the terms apparently go through Google. Because when I typed in terms of service here, it went straight to Google. Yeah. But so what I'm thinking they did was they definitely had to use a VPN because they know the same IP address. Yeah. Let me go look at this. What did here? Yeah, it doesn't give the IP address here. I cannot believe these buffoons put this out without redacting it. Whether international or not, this AI discussion helped mask their linguistic or writing patterns. Well, I don't think it's AI at all. I don't think it's AI at all. Zilch. Nada. I kind of don't believe the tracing is impossible in my opinion, but I'm really skeptical. It's unreal they got away with all this time. Yeah. Thank you, Joanne, for the gift, my dear. Appreciate you very much. It really is. Okay. I want to go back to this gun. Can't say it. Should I just said it? Because this is important.
In its third week.
And this was going off.
New this afternoon, the Pima County Sheriff has officially cleared the entire Guthrie family as possible suspects.
Just listen to this.
That includes all siblings and their spouses. Sheriff Chris Nano said in a statement that, quote, the family has been nothing but cooperative and gracious and are victims in this case.
I don't
to suggest
know.
otherwise is not only wrong, it is cruel. With the family cleared, investigators remain focused on the evidence. The suspense at this hour centers around forensics. Specifically, police are awaiting DNA results from a glove found 2 miles from Guthrie's home. That might not seem significant. Authorities have found at least 16 gloves in their search, many of them belonging to other searchers, but the FBI says this one is different.
I'll check.
It appears to visually match the glove of the masked suspect in that surveillance video from Guthrie's front door camera. Now, testing is underway to find the person who wore it. And police aren't just focusing on the gloves from that video.
I'll check on that.
County
Crazy.
Sheriff says his team is consulting with Walmart
Thank you, my
because
love.
the suspect's clothing appears to come from the retail giant. In fact, Walmart exclusively sells that 25-liter Ozark hiker backpack that the suspect was wearing in that video. Meanwhile, another day, another note to TMZ. They have received a fourth message from a man who says he can end all of this right now and reveal the kidnapper's
checking on that
identity.
right now.
This time, he's even hinting, again, all without proof, that Nancy Guthrie is south of the border. He is reiterating his demand for $50,000 in Bitcoin up front for that information. In just a moment, I'll speak live with TMZ's co-executive producer about this brand new message. As this search surpasses
I love
2
Elizabeth
weeks,
Vargas.
Today Show host Savannah Guthrie put out another public plea, this time speaking directly to the person who has her mother.
And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is that it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone.
Okay. So about the Brady list, Chris Nanos has a profile on private Brady list website, but the site says it has no disclosed Brady material for him. I have not found an official public record confirming that he is formally Brady listed. Let me check on something here. 1,000 joules. My goodness, that's very kind of you. Thank you so much, Mariam. Thank you so much, darling. Appreciate you very, very much. Really sweet of you, my dear. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. The straps on the Perp's backpack don't match the Walmart one. I wonder if it could be different models of that same backpack sold in different areas.
And it is never too late to do the right thing.
All right, let's get our coverage started with News Nation's Brian Enton live for us on the ground in Tucson outside Nancy Guthrie's home. Brian, what are you seeing at this hour?
Elizabeth, I have some brand new reporting that I just confirmed in the last couple of minutes, and that is that FBI agents have been to several gun stores right here in the Tucson area. And when they show up to the gun stores, I have learned that they have 40 names.
Okay, we'll get to this in a second. Let me just show you this about the Brady list. I've got it here. Okay, so this is the Brady list. The Arizona list includes also known issues of police misconduct, do not call status, decertification, public complaints, use of forest reports and citizen reports. The information has been curated by journalists and private citizens, and the platform is available as all that stuff. Okay. Let me show you this. And then it's got Chris G. Nanos. Right there. Pima County Sheriff's Department. And then it's got Pima County Sheriff. So, there's that. Meaning what about his standing on the list? It doesn't say. But there is a profile of it. It says Governor Katie Hobbs, acting under the advice of Attorney General Chris Mays, has knowingly permitted Arizona's broken Brady Gilglago disclosure system to persist after the constitutional failures became public and undeniable. It's notice of Brady disclosure record status for Christopher Nanos. At this time, there is no records or previously disclosure Brady material available for Christopher Nanos. This should not be interpreted as a conclusive determination of that. Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate you. Okay. Let me pop this one up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to end it now. My blood sugar's dropping. I need to go get something to eat. I don't know why, but I'm just getting a little shaky. So I'm going to go get something to eat, guys. I ate earlier, but I don't know why I'm getting shaky. Nano slid under oath during a deposition. Yes, he sure did. Love you guys. Appreciate you. I'm going to end it here. It's 12:30 at night, so I've been here 3 hours and 16 minutes. It was scrubbed probably. Yeah. Yes, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Really do appreciate you guys. I will see you guys, Lord willing, tomorrow. I feel fine. I'm just getting a little shaky. You know that shaky feeling you get. So love you guys. Appreciate you. I'll see you guys, Lord willing, tomorrow.